16th December, Friday. Alright, thank God it's Friday, and this weekend is World Cup final. Everybody is excited. But Goldman Sachs is very bullish on commodities. Now, this is a problem. If commodity prices is going to be bullish, it's going to be more expensive for commodities, and that means that inflation will be coming down, right? So this is a big question mark, and I can tell you this, Goldman Sachs has been pretty accurate when it comes to commodities. So let's go into this today. Right, once again guys, thank you for all the support, all the sharing. Please share this YouTube channel to all your friends. Thank you very much. And of course, do make sure that you do your risk assessment, and thank you AIMS for the kind sponsorship. Now, this spin the wheel lunch with Cal, we've been doing this for some time, right? Yes, indeed. Basically every time on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we will actually have a special code left on the one of the PowerPoint slide, okay? And let me just show to you how does it look like, okay, in case you miss it, okay? So usually I will leave it on the top right corner, okay? Like this particular Kelong, K-E-L-O-N-G, was left on this day on the 14th of December, and you can see that people actually spotted it and put the word Kelong right here. Wow, this time around so many of you putting your names there. Okay, so by doing this, okay, what will happen is that we will do a lucky draw, okay, on every Saturday morning between 11 a.m. to 12. And this is like how it goes, like spin the wheel. So I will do it live with the names there, and I will let everybody see that we will shuffle the names and we spin it, okay? And once the winner is there, I will actually mention it in the YouTube. All right, so that's how it looks like. So the last winner was Ken Yo last week and Janet Wong. All right, so apology on this. I realized that we did not contact you. Sorry. So Janet Wong and Ken Yo, please take note that you guys are the two lucky winners. We already left messages for you on YouTube channel so that you can contact us. Okay, it's something like this. Let me just bring it to you right now and see whether it's there. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I think I have to delete that particular one. That's okay. So when you basically get yourself invited, right, you can see that this is how we have very good hot pot lunch together, or we have Japanese omakase. All right, you can see that recently we have Japanese food again, and of course we went to a Chinese restaurant. Wow, great seafood. All right, so really we really have this, and it's all our sponsors who sponsored it itself, right? And the sponsors are not from restaurant owners, but very kind-hearted TWB students, okay? So if you want to join to have a chance to have this great lunch with me, just need to spot the lucky code for today and leave it in the comment box on this video, okay? All right. Now the thing is this, yesterday, oh my God, the US market Dow lost 764 points. That's a lot. Down 2.2%, and the Nasdaq was worse. The Nasdaq lost 395 points, or 3.3%. This is amazing, okay? So one of the reasons was because retail sales fell by 0.6% in November as consumer feels the pressure, alright? So basically now people are feeling the heat, definitely for sure. And think about this, imagine now if commodity prices really start to go higher, we just cannot imagine what will happen next. But of course, there's another reason why probably yesterday the market came off, alright? If you actually received this PDF, okay, remember this, I actually share with people that if you want this PDF, it's a combination of three person who actually forecast what will likely be happening in the financial market, and that includes myself, alright? And we gave a little sharing, and I said this, okay? The first 1.5 week, the market will be still relatively weak and sideways, but the mid-month, something bad will surface to remind the market, and then of course I had to blanket all this. Okay, yesterday was exactly mid of the month 15, alright? So sometimes we just probably need additional help on this area so that make our trading a little bit more exciting. Okay, so if you want this PDF, just contact us through Facebook. We'll get back to you. Okay, all right. So of course, we mentioned this right a couple of days ago. I already tell you that Dow Jones will come down to 33,258, and I said that right, most likely it's right. The VIX is not trading properly, and it's market manipulation, and was quite confident that you cannot fight the Federal Reserve. And of course, students actually make good money out of this itself, right? This is how it goes. So if you join this Cal, I'll follow you. Telegram, I'll tell you exactly where to buy, where to sell, TP, SL, and also why am I buying, why I'm selling, right? All these are really, you just pay for a fee and you get it. All right, contact us through Facebook. Okay, so one thing's happening for sure, and that's what I worry also, is China, right? I told you before, China is they really did a 180 degrees changeover. I mean, just a month ago, they're telling the whole world that COVID virus is very dangerous, very scary. But 1 month later today, they just say that, okay, it's fine, just have some hot water, you should be okay. So apparently now, Beijing is running out of fever medication as COVID outbreak spreads, okay? It's spreading very fast. I have relatives in China, and practically half of them are already got it. Because in China, they don't have this off day for when you get COVID. You just go back to work. You do go to work, your salary gets cut. Get penalized. It's crazy. And of course now the doctors in different hospitals are really definitely very overworked, because now is that the ballooning numbers of COVID patients going crazy, and everybody is going to buy fever medication. All right, because as we all know, I got COVID twice. In fact, I know the pain. All right, and you can see that in China itself, where the clinics are buzzed with full of people, and everybody's trying to get a medication from there, but they know that it's really crazy over there. And of course, look at the hospital. Oh my goodness, look at the number of people swarmed inside there. I mean, seriously, if you don't get sick, it's really incredible. So all these is happening. So what will happen soon? Well, if we all know that the economy will get hit definitely, with many people feeling sick. So what will likely be, there will be another production crunch, in my opinion, for December and January. All right, because now it's a winter period, it make it even tougher. But then after that, so commodity prices will likely go up, including crude oil prices. This is what I'm very concerned for. So in fact, I'm pretty concerned from now until end of January. I believe that there'll be a lot of more problem coming out soon, and all these are reflection of what happens. Okay, and of course, corporate companies are actually doing lesser buyback now because they are fearing recession. So the buyback has fell to the lowest level since mid-2021, and why? Because the word big R is coming in. So you can see in numbers form, right, it's reducing. And of course, if the stock market is not doing well due to recession fear and the share buyback is not coming in, it's going to be very difficult. So if you ask me, would there be a Santa Claus rally, right? I just feel that maybe this year's Santa Claus won't be coming. Alright, so of course, one company that I'm really watching very closely is ARKK. Undeniable. Whenever ARKK hit $40, I'll tell my friends just short it. It won't be too bad. And of course, it's easily like 20 to 30% gain after a while. And in my opinion, I still think that this company called Up Innovation will come down all the way to $30. Now, I've been very vocal on this, and undeniable, there's nothing against Kelly Wood. I'm pretty sure if I get to see her in Singapore, I will not say anything to her, but I just feel that this company to go $30 will happen. And when that happens as well, right, there's a very good chance redemption will increase. And why am I so bearish on this particular counter? Because if you look at the top 5 companies of this ARKK, we have Tesla, Roku, Teladoc, Square. These companies are not doing well at all, really. And if you combine the percentage in assets, right, this is like this 10 plus 6, 16 plus 17 plus about another 9, we have about nearly 25%. So think about this. If 25% of this of ARKK, if these companies have to do down by 10 to 15%, what do you think will happen to ARKK? It's really undeniable that things will get very scary. All right, so that's the reason why I'm kind of bearish on this particular counter right now. And of course, Tesla, you should know that Tesla, yesterday we have Elon Musk selling. Now, of course, yesterday someone asked me, Kel, Elon Musk sold shares yesterday. How come the share actually rebounded? Now, we have seen this many times. Whenever the share price volume goes up, right, and the share price comes down, you don't know what's happening. Then later on, the news come out that Elon Musk sold his shares. And on the day that the news come out, usually the share rebound. Yes, it's very interesting. This is how Wall Street play this game. So we all know that Elon Musk has sold $4.8 billion worth of Tesla stock just a couple of days ago. But the thing is this, do you know that option traders are going very bearish on Tesla, and they are looking at Tesla to drop by another 11%. Wow, this is amazing. So let's watch this right now and see what they have to say on the option market. This is on CNBC. Let's watch this.
Is a very sentiment-driven stock, and we saw that today, where we saw 1.4 times the amount of puts traded versus calls. And given that sentiment, it actually was reflected into a sizable trade today, where we actually saw a buyer thinking Santa Claus is going to bring more coal than a rally to Tesla for the next 9 days, where they bought almost 4,000 contracts expiring on December 23rd of the 140 puts, and they paid $1.22 for that. So Tesla has an implied volatility of almost 70, but they were willing to pay the price. Tesla is a very sentiment-driven.
Okay, so remember I've been saying about Tesla going to 138. So that is the price that I mentioned here. So this is technical, but now we have option traders looking at 140. Now, of course, on the flip side, whenever there's so many option traders shorting or buying certain things itself, right, usually it may reverse. So that's another reason why the market yesterday was being pushed up. But do understand this, Tesla is really having some problem. So if this really follow through, and if Tesla share really come down to 137, 38, 140, then I'm pretty sure ARKK will get hit also. Alright, so let's take note of that. This is something incredible. And of course, while Tesla is coming down, apparently retailers, the individual investors are piling into Tesla instead. In fact, you can see right now, right, on the screen right now, you can see this is an article on Tesla. And look at it, despite the recent decline, right, Tesla net retail purchases reached 610 million, alright, across the 5 trading days. And this on Bunda track. While Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, AMD didn't get as much. You can see the number of shares that the retail bought is that so little compared to what we have right now for Tesla is around here. So you can imagine how much money people believe in it. So think about this right now. If Tesla share really needs to come down by 10 to 15%, retailers will cut their position. So what will happen? There's something to take note, yeah? And apparently now there is also this sort of fund managers who goes around to write pretty ugly report on companies that they think that they can short sell on it. And one of them actually says that by end of next year, Tesla can go down to $23. Honestly, I really fell my chair. I mean, I know that they are trying to short the company, they write a lot of stuff, but come on, man, $23. Imagine if Tesla hit $23, ARKK will be game over, and of course that will definitely destroy the entire Nasdaq. So I don't think so, but I cannot deny that $138 is my target for Tesla. Okay, so that's my personal view. Alright, this is such a joke anyway. Alright, so take note today. Today is a very big day because $3.7 trillion worth of option is going to expire tonight at the last hour of the trading market. So that means that from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. there will be a lot of volatility happening. So you don't want to get inside there. So my personal suggestion is that just take off today, enjoy, and just take 5. Okay, if you missed the selling yesterday, so today is not the best day to do short selling now. Okay, so today is the 16th of December. This is the last quadruple reaching. And you can see over here itself, the volume is really impressive. This is really big, and of course, majority of that is SPX. Okay, it holds about 2.3 trillion. That's 2/3 of the entire exposure. So we have the rest itself. So that means that the S&P 500 will swing quite a fair bit, especially the last 1 hour. Okay, so traders, you are being warned, so be very careful. Now, what is Goldman Sachs bullish on? Apparently, Goldman Sachs is bullish because without sufficient capex to create spare supply capacity, commodity will remain stuck in a state of long-run shortages with higher and more volatile prices. Okay, they are expecting that the Goldman Sachs Composite Index for commodities will go up by 43% in 2023. Now, of course, straight in your mind say, hey, come on, man, Goldman Sachs talking about this, I mean, they are sellers, right? Well, I also had that point, but when I actually hear this guy, Jeff Curry, the way he explains the thing itself, right, I have my second doubt on this, okay? But if you look at it right now, the commodity prices have been coming down rather effectively since the start of June period, okay? And we know that the rational reason was because there was the economy is coming down a little bit, and of course the US dollar was marching up, so that probably pressured the commodity downwards. So what if, let's say, the Federal Reserve pivots, and that means that they have to change their policy? And if they change their policy, what will happen to the US dollar? Most likely it will weaken, right? So if the US dollar weaken, then by right, then the commodity prices will go up. Right? Makes sense? So that's something that we have to ponder here. So in fact, this guy, Jeff Curry, came in and said that he expects Brent crude to hit $105. Okay, now where is Brent crude right now? We are at $81. So to hit 105, we're talking about another 25% upside. Now seriously, when I see such a thing itself, right, I always laugh because if they are so accurate, then they should be making a lot of money trading on their own, right? But of course, again, this is also self-opinion. But from here itself, right, Jeff Curry says that, right, he is expecting the commodity to be the best performing asset. Now do note, Jeff Curry is Goldman Sachs Global Head of Commodity Research. So I dig on him and I realize that he's not too bad at all. So let's look at this. It's the CRB index. All right, CRB index stands for Commodity Research Bureau Index. Now you look carefully, since July this year, all right, July last year, sorry, my bad. In the way, if I put a trend line down, oh my goodness, look at it, how symmetrical is this? Look at it, it's so perfect, as if that they really follow this chart down. So of course the thing is this, if the market is already supported right here at what, 265, and if it actually breaks above the trend line of 280 example, that will change the whole thing. Now of course at the moment now it's trading below the moving average, and this is like the last 2-year chart. So there's something that we must take note is this, guys. Let me show to you now. So apparently Goldman Sachs have been pretty very vocal with their calls, and we can see that right in January they were very bullish on commodities. Okay, and you look backward, right, in January, this is where January was. The market was coming down, everybody was quite bearish, but you understand that Goldman Sachs called for buy, and wow, look at it. From January to February, the market went up by easily 10-15%. And of course, in August 28, if you look carefully again on August 28, that was where somewhere around here, commodities call on buy and the market really went up. So if you ask me, this is pretty good stuff, okay? That they can actually call for something and the market reacted accordingly. And if you ask me itself, right, I am pretty sure they probably know something that we don't know, right? But if you think back for a moment, it's pretty clear that the Federal Reserve most likely next year will likely be forced to pivot if things get really ugly or inflation start to really go out of hand. Okay, so one of the other things will happen. And if you look at it, this is the CRB index over the last few years. You can see that whenever it consolidates on the sideway like this, and once it break out, right, you can see that usually there will be a rush up. So if you ask me right now, we are having the same thing, and once the market breaks above it, right, I think that we can see easily 350 on the CRB. So of course, when that all happened, seriously, you're gonna have a lot of headache. Why? Because people were asking, if commodity prices really goes up because the dollar is depreciating, then will inflation come here? It will, and that's the reason why I said there will be a double inflation, right? And it's all coming right now, and all these things will help the economy later, because when commodity prices goes up, right, it does help in general because revenue costs and revenue numbers go up. So the thing is this, if what happened in back in 07 was a showcase here, and we all know in 08, right, the Federal Reserve pivot to save Lehman Brothers saga, we saw commodity prices shooting up. So if this is going to be a repeat, it's going to be identical. That means that if the stock market, if the inflation really have to be curbed, then they have to increase interest rates, right? But after they do it a bit more, the market can't take it anymore, the Federal Reserve pivot, and then that is where the US dollar will be flooded in the market, and that is where commodity will really shoot up. So it makes some sense to buy some as the price go lower. Okay, not chase it now, but as the price go lower, you can really consider doing that. All right, and will crude oil go to $100? Well, I told you guys already. The thing is this is crude oil hitting the MA 200 and it stays there. So as long as crude oil can stay above $80, there is a chance for crude oil to go up to $99 based on the FIBO chart. The 38.2 is about $80. The $99 is about 0.236. So I believe that once the market can stay above $80, I'm quite confident we'll see 99. So at the moment now, crude oil is trading at $76. So I think more or less we are there. And interestingly, when I dig deeper, right, I realized that this Jeff Curry actually came out and said he was very bullish on oil back in August 2022. And of course, we all know that August 2022 itself, right, the crude oil actually was up. Let me just bring the chart to you right now. Just give me a minute. All right, here we go. You can see the crude oil right now. Where are we? Crude oil. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, the chart, right? So August 22nd. So August 22nd is somewhere around here. That's where it is. And of course, crude oil from this point of $87 went all the way up to $97. So from here to here, it went up by $10. Of course, later on, the price did come down. It's even lower right now. But my point is this, at least he dares to see something, and there was some instant reaction after whatever he said. So that's why I give the benefit of doubt for this guy, Jeff Curry. Alright, so that is what we have for you in terms of fundamental. Alright, now the last one before we wrap up this MAO is that who will win the World Cup? Well, from a very mathematic point of view itself, I have my winner in my mind. Okay, so we can see that the winning probability after some consensus, the market is looking at France to win because that's by a bit more. Why is that so? Because France is actually the winner last year and they beat Croatia. Okay, but in my opinion, I believe that Lionel Messi will eventually lift that World Cup. That is my view. Okay, now of course this is a PS one, but my point is that I feel that way because to me he's a genius, and sometimes genius really need recognition. And I believe that probably, in my opinion, God will look after him and let him lift this World Cup because this is his final World Cup at age of 34. Okay, so that is my view. So hopefully this Sunday you can enjoy the game. Yep. Alright, let's look at the chart, a quick one before we wrap it up for today's. Alright, so if you look at the S&P 500 right now, this is where I express my concern for you. I mentioned to you that the market is on a downtrend. You can see very nicely, it has followed the downtrend very nicely. See from this point here in January, then after that it was here in March, then it was here in August, and then the last two, which is the time in November and December, the market just couldn't go above the trend line, and once it loses the moving average MA 200, you see. So the first support level, I think the market could be going to 38.11 because there's a big gap right here, and normally gap will be closed. So with tonight, with $3.7 trillion worth of this option, I cannot deny that I suspect the market will come down, touch and go. It could be a touch and go recovery. So watch out for these traders. And if the market really comes down, cover the gap, take the profit and go. Do not stay longer. Yeah, it's not a good thing to do. Alright, the other things that I'm looking at right now will be gold. As you can see, gold has broke below the MA 200, and I think that gold will see the impact of this. Now, of course, the dollar was the main driver now, because the dollar recovered strongly last night. You can see that the dollar actually recovered pretty strongly last night. But now with some pullback because the dollar is still kind of weak at the moment. And of course, the market is still thinking that there could be a chance that the Federal Reserve, because seeing the market coming so badly right now, they may really have to pivot earlier. So again, until we see a clear breakout on the dollar above 104.70, if not, the dollar is still going to be hanging around here. Alright? And of course, the 10-year yield, you can see that it's trying to climb. Yesterday, very interesting, the 10-year yield came down because there was some concern of the economy, but this morning, today, it has recovered a bit. So this is going to be interesting. If you have the $3.7 trillion of option market and the yield going this way and the dollar going the other way, it's kind of confusing, right? So that's why today itself, in my opinion, just go slow. And last but not least, VIX yesterday finally had recovered. I told you VIX will go up to 32. And that's my target, and I think it will go. Alright, the last 2 days itself, I believe, was just a planning stage for the market to prepare to launch an attack on the equity market. So today is the real deal. Alright, so let's watch this. If the stock market really pulls back and VIX goes higher, that means VIX is going back to normal. So the first target will be 26 because that is MA 200, but my target for this round will be at 32. Okay. Alright, that will be all for today. Remember, I have left a special code in the PowerPoint slide. You just have to find it and put it in the comment box. And tomorrow, we will do the lucky draw. And hopefully, you will be the next winner. This is Kel signing off. Have a great day. Bye-bye.